This should be pretty cool. Just leaving Sarria now. We're about a mile out, maybe. And we're walking next to a train track. And I think I hear a train coming. Yep, here it comes. Huh. All right. Well, there you go.
Woo!
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Yesterday was only, how many kilometers, Greg? 12?
12.
12 kilometers, so we got into town. Oh, had a little bit of a late start. Slept in a little since we knew it was a short walk. And arrived around lunch, I think, maybe 12.
Yeah.
And had to go to the tourist information office, which was a great idea because apparently...
Right as you enter, great place. Got to go there.
Apparently there were two albergue and a pension Blasson, and we were booked in the pension, not in the albergue, which is right on the Camino. So the lady called to verify where we were staying and found out we were at the pension. So we had to go there first, and not
It looked like
where we wanted to stay. It looked
like a big old block cement Russian built
building.
headquarters building turned into a pension. So we split and said no.
So we ended up staying at their albergue, and they gave us a room for two with 4 beds in it, bunk beds.
Basically a
So-
small dorm for.
So they gave it to us for cheap, and we didn't have to share a bathroom with anybody because nobody else showed up in the room next door to us. So basically it was like having a bunk bed, double room for a
So
night.
the city's nice. It's
Very nice.
for 12,000 people though. I would say the downtown, or whatever you want to call it, the Plaza Mayor, was really non-existent. It was one street, maybe.
Well, we were on the touristy side, and the main street is on the where the regular folks
Right,
of
but the
Sarria
hangout
live.
part was only maybe a couple hundred yards long
Yeah.
and one street wide. And I've seen smaller cities of, I don't know,
Bigger
1,500 people.
Well, anyways,
Anyway,
as we were sitting in one of the cafes in the little square, who should pop up but Neil from England? So we got to visit with him and had dinner with him, and we went to a pilgrim's blessing at the cathedral, 7:30.
nice.
So
Recommend
very
it.
nice, and we plan on doing that for the remainder of the trip.
As we had mentioned yesterday, these next 5 stages you must complete to get your Compostela. And apparently it's a big thing to do here and in other places for just a week's vacation. So we already noticed, I don't know, tenfold of people on the trail, all nice and fresh and new equipment, new shoes, and
Some Spanish kids were singing songs this morning and marching like they were all ready
they
to go.
found out we were from California, and they sang what they could.
Katy Perry of California
No,
Girls.
no, no. Our Star Spangled Banner.
That too.
So yeah, and they're still singing. They're like a kilometer ahead of us. And every once in a while, when it gets quiet, you can still hear them singing. And yeah, so we expect to have some big traffic in the next, well, for the next 100 kilometers.
But luckily, we have booked all of our places to stay from here on out, so we won't have to worry about where we're going to rest our head at the end of a long walk. So that's good.
And I think I'm getting better. I've pressure wrapped my whole leg, which seems to be okay. Normally my feet and legs hurt for maybe a kilometer in the morning until they get into rhythm. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Lots of ibuprofen, and just taking it slow in the morning for the beginning. Got to do this 100, can't get out of it. So anyway, we'll check in with you a little later. This is what it looks like today. Yesterday and the prior, I don't know, gosh, 28 days, 30 days, whatever it's been, you might see a pilgrim, 1 or 2 along the way, and they're usually way up there, or they're catching up to you otherwise. If you look back there, same thing. We got just strings and strings of people. We stopped in a town, at 5 kilometers, and just grabbed an Aquarius, which is their their form of Gatorade. And with this, yeah, and they're everywhere, see them? Everywhere. The 7 minutes or so that we were in there getting an Aquarius, I don't know, 30, 40 people went by.
Yeah.
A lot of them singing, but the way you can tell, none of them have Band-Aids yet. None of them have a limp. None of them have a caftan. Their bags are beat up. In the morning, they don't want to talk. They're a little bit grumpy. And rarely are you going to get a, buen camino, hola. It's just kind of until they get warmed up. So, I don't know, it's nice. Nice to see all this new energy, huh?
Yeah. There goes your peace and quiet.
Yeah, there goes that solitude that you have to kind of let your mind go. But at the same time, we'll see in the next 3 days they'll be sitting on a park bench wondering why their blisters hurt so much. But until then, we'll just enjoy their energy. See ya. And there you go. Good entertainment. This is the 100-mile marker to Santiago.
Look at a shadow right in front. The one, you can't see the one.
0 miles to Santiago.
GoPro? No, use your camera. So here's the real, official 100 kilometer marker. The one prior was a fake.
Fake marker.
So there you go.
You knew it was a fake one.
Hey there.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. We are now,
Buenos
in Buenos Tardes. It's now what, 6:30?
Yeah, about 6:30.
And we are in Puerto Marin. And when you're in the sun, it still feels about 90, 95. And now that we're in a little bit of shade, it's, 85 or so. So the walk today was
Beautiful, very nice. I think this is the most pleasant walk we've had the whole entire time on Camino. Just through green hills and past some beautiful moss-covered stone walls.
not too many banjo playing huts,
No, these were
strange
actually
things. Very nice.
Decent villages today. Lots of rest stops if we wanted to. But so many people, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's a raceway. It's unbelievable. Would you say it's 15, 20, 30 times the amount of people we normally see?
Oh yeah.
Maybe 50 times. Some days we'd see 3, some days we might see 10 or 8. Today we saw 300, 400, hundreds and hundreds of fresh people with no Camino etiquette. So they'll pass you, cut you off, hit you with their pack, bump into you. I mean, it's really sad, but it is what it is. So we're coming.
4 more days with them anyway. So.
We're coming into a square, which is here. And earlier, we got an invitation, people on the side who are high school kids, musicians group, and they're going to be playing for a couple hours. And they're also, we've been invited to Mass for a special pilgrim's blessing, which I don't know if it's special or if this happens all the time. I would imagine it does everywhere else. So, yeah, nice. It's on a river that's really expanded, almost looks like a lake. But still not much going on around here. No one really working. It's the weirdest thing. Just buildings and homes and no one moving and just nothing going on. It's strange. It's really weird. But there you go. So tomorrow it looks like it's going to be about the same. One hill of 500 or 600 feet. But it's going to be 25, so it's going to be a little longer. And the next day is at 30. So
today was 20.5, I think. But we went 21.5, sorry, and we did go by the last 100 kilometer marker. So now, literally every kilometer you go, there's a special marker that has the shell on it and it counts down the kilometers until you get to Santiago. So think we ended at about 80.
84.
No, I think it was 88 or something. Anyways, it's still a long way to go, but in the scheme of things, compared to 806 or something that we started with, it's like a drop in the bucket. So
You'll love it though. The terrain, as Marcia said, the walking terrain was very accommodating, very nice, very
Shade.
simple. And my shin thing, I don't know if it's a stress fracture, I don't know what it is, actually started to lighten up, and I was able to walk perfectly for the past 5 or 6. So another Camino moment. So we'll check in with you later on this evening after the concert and show you a view from our balcony, which we got. Very nice. So maybe we'll show them a little bit of what's going on here. Check in with you in a few. Here's some of that young, exuberant, one-day Camino people. They've all walked 21 kilometers and are having a great time. These are the musicians. Crazy Camino people. Loving musician people. The partying's going to go on late tonight. Not too many people are going to be sleeping. Lovely. Check in with you later. Hola. Buenos noches, I guess it would be. It's about 10 o'clock at night. We're sitting in our little patio here in Puerto Marin in the Albergue de...
told you, it's Albergue
Ferromontero. Here's a bug. Anyway, interesting place. We booked a double, and they said okay. And then we get here, and it's a brand new hotel. Only 2 rooms of, gosh, it must be 40 or 50 are completed, and this is only the second night of a room being available. So we're the second people in this room, which is over there. Very nice. Shower is big. The sink is nice. The beds are extra, they're long, so I actually fit in one. My feet don't hang off, which is awesome. I'm going to sleep tonight. Has air conditioning, nice. But this big window here will probably open and turn the AC off. It's much nicer. And there's the river behind us. Very nice.
Boats on it.
No boats. No one's fishing. We didn't go jumping it. Probably should have. The city square was really nice, as we'll show you with some of the dancing that's going on, as well as the mass, which was very good. There were a group of, they must be like in our country called Young Life, young crusaders that are passing the word of God and Jesus and such. And they actually played several, probably it was the guitar, the saxophone, the flute, and 2 guitars and 2 singers, both a boy and a girl, and they were outstanding. So we'll share some of that with you in a little bit. And today's just been wonderful. I was limping to the point where I couldn't walk anymore, And I stopped and took my boots off, and I took my wrap off my leg, and I said, "You really can't." I prayed that you really can't take this away. I can't let this slip away. I need some help. I want to do the last 100. I was, at that point I could not. I mean, literally 3 steps, that was done. I couldn't take another step. Sounds crazy, but put my boot back on and walked the next 7 or 8K unimpeded, no pain. Granted, I did take some ibuprofen a little earlier, but I'm I don't know, another Camino moment. I walked around today, feel fine. Hopefully tomorrow, which is a 25, and the next day a 31, will be good. We're looking to see the rash and fast-paced younger group of Camino de Dia Dos, the second day, and we'll see how they do tomorrow after a 25, and then we'll see how they do after the third day, which is a 31. Maybe some blisters might pop up and they'll be less energetic, but I think I mentioned earlier the Camino etiquette of the new just isn't there. They pass you, they forget they have a pack, they pull in front of you, they knock into you with their pack, they bang your poles, they don't, they don't care, they don't know.
Tailgate you.
They tailgate, well, they don't tailgate you far until they just push ahead and walk in the brush or walk over, I mean, it's crazy. They'll just keep pushing forward. And it's just not what you see the first 700 at all. So they should leave us old grizzled Camino people alone and give us a little berth, but they don't. So tomorrow is going to be a pretty rough road. 25. Looks like there's a lot of ups and downs. I have no idea what the terrain is, but we hear that from here out, it becomes more and more green and more beautiful. Hopefully it'll be a little cooler than today. This afternoon was really warm, probably 95, and in this Spanish sun, wait till you feel it. It's there's no second. You get out in the sun, you catch fire, you sit in the shade, you feel okay. So anyway, we're going to sit back and enjoy this bottle of wine, which is a 2012 Rio, as they say it, and my pizza here that I brought back because they couldn't seem to bring it to the table within 6 hours that we sat there. Just kidding. So here we are. We're going to enjoy this, and we'll catch up with you in the morning. Hasta la vista. I would say the lessons learned for today, being the trek from Sarria to Puerto Marin, which is the first trek of literally hundreds and hundreds of newbies, is be tolerant of them. You were once energetic and crazy and just tickled pink that you were beginning your trek, as well as these people are. Plus they're half our age, so they've got twice, 3, 4, 10 times the energy. So be tolerant of their energy, be tolerant of them. They'll be hurting soon enough, and hopefully they'll learn a little Camino etiquette on the way. That's it. Hey there, another Camino moment that I want to share with you. Our friend Amber, who's from Florida, back in Orison, day 1, she had her own travel guide, which was different than the ones that we carry or the ones we've ever seen. Somehow got taken, and she's like, "Ah, bummer." You know, that was that was the guide that I really liked the most. And just 2 days ago we ran into her, or yesterday we ran into her, and 2 days ago she was in this albergue. And apparently a common practice is when you're done with a book or you're done with something, you leave it on a communal table. So she walks up to the communal table, and there's a guide, the same guide that she really liked, and the one that she was kind of planning her trek on. So she picked it up, and it was her guide. Some pages had been torn out, but there were some names that she had put in there and some writings that she had put in there. And I mean, what are the chances going to the person who had borrowed it, taken it, whatever the case may be, visiting the same albergue the night before, to whatever it was, nights before, leaving it on the communal table, no one else taking it, and her picking that albergue and happening to walk by and looking down and just happening to see it, open it up, and it was hers. That was what, 25 days ago? Like 3.5 weeks ago? And no one else took it, and it was there. So